Falsetto. That is a term that many people, many singers, many professionals out there seem to have a different definition for. What is falsetto? What is the difference between head voice and falsetto? What is going on? And how do you do both of those? I got you covered, my friend. That's what we're gonna look at today, plus exercise to practice those things. Hey there, singers. It's Laura from VoxTape Studios, an online singing studio where we help transform shy and aspiring singers into confident and authentic artists. Like I said, falsetto means different things to different people. Here's what my definition for falsetto is and what seems to be the most common definition for falsetto. So if you hear someone else say something completely different, doesn't mean I'm wrong, doesn't mean they're wrong, just means we understand falsetto to be different things. But here, falsetto is a breathy head voice. So head voice is up here. Hello, how are you? That's your head voice, kind of like Mickey Mouse, right? Mickey Mouse kind of speaks like this. So that's your head voice. Ah. Falsetto is the same thing, but breathy. Ah. Hear how there's like a lot of extra air leaking through? Ah. That is falsetto. Some of the other definitions are falsetto is the male head voice. Females don't have falsetto, it's just their head voice. Others say that falsetto is higher than the head voice. It really just kind of depends on who you're talking to. But here, falsetto is a breathy head voice. So how do you do that? When we're singing in head voice, we're singing with a connected voice. That means your vocal folds are coming together completely to vibrate. When we're singing with a breathy voice, aka falsetto when it's high up, then your vocal folds don't close completely. Like there's a gap when they're vibrating. That's connected, that's falsetto. There's additional air leaking through, more air than you need to make the sound. So all we need to do is just kind of open up your vocal folds to get some of that air leaking through to sing in falsetto. It's the same thing in chest voice, by the way. When you're singing with a breathy chest voice, like a ah, ah, just means more air coming through because your vocal folds have a gap, okay? So that's the difference between head voice and falsetto. Now let's actually look at an exercise to help you practice switching back and forth between falsetto and head voice. The song I used for this is Skinny Love by Birdie. Actually, Birdie's version is a cover. It's not the original, but that's the version that I used for this. Ooh, skinny love. That's falsetto. We're using that H to help us open those vocal folds and keep them open. Okay? And stay open on skinny love. Skinny love. Now here, we're in head voice. So that means our vocal folds are coming together completely. We're singing with a connected sound here. We're using the letter G, G, goo, to help us push those vocal folds together and stay together to get to that connected sound. The H helps you open, the G helps you close your vocal folds. So first, falsetto, then head voice, but same thing. Let's do the whole exercise together now. Ooh, skinny love. 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 Open first, falsetto, let that air come through. Good, now close. Ooh, skinny love. Ooh, skinny love. Ooh, H. Now G. Well done. Were you able to feel and hear and make that difference between falsetto, breathy, and head voice connected? One thing that we need to be mindful of is how much air we're letting leak through when we're singing with falsetto. If we go, I'm out and I cannot go anymore. So it's all about how big is that opening? How much additional air are we letting leak through? So if you had to take a breath before skinny love, then that means you probably use just a little bit too much additional air. So play around with how much you're opening and closing your vocal folds, how much additional air you are using to get to that breathy sound. You don't need a lot of extra air to sound breathy. That is very little air, like very little additional air that I'm using, but it does sound breathy. Someone who has an insane amount of control over how much breathiness she uses is Billie Eilish, for example. She has really long phrases in her singing, but she's not always, but she's very often singing with a breathy tone. So she has beautiful control over how much she's opening and how much additional air she's letting leak through when she's singing in a breathy falsetto. At the end of the day, all it comes down to is control, right? We want to be able to control your instrument so that you can choose how you want to sing something, so that you have options. Do I want to sing this in falsetto, or do I want to sing this in head voice? Or do I want to belt the note, right? That's another option. Or do I want to mix the notes? Or there's so many different things that you can do once you have the vocal technical foundation and skills. That's why we teach voice lessons, right? That's why vocal coaches exist, voice teachers exist, so that we can teach you all the different techniques and all the different skills that you need to create options for you so that you can then feel empowered as an artist to do whatever it is that you want to do, right? That's then your artistic choice, how you want to express yourself, but we need to have options to do so. So if you are interested in exploring all these different options and all these different things that you can do with your voice, then check out the link in the description box below to book a one-on-one session with me. I'd love to help you explore all these different things that you can do with your voice and build a really solid foundation. Check out these videos next for some more vocal exercises, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you did indeed enjoy this video. Thank you so much for singing with me, and I'll see you next time.